Hey everybody, this is Clay Meadows from Clay Meadows Ministries, and tonight I'm doing something a little different. Normally I have my wife with me and we're on our show, nobody listens to me, but this is kind of a separate, different thing. I don't know how often I'm going to do it, but I just kind of felt led by the Lord, particularly because of the time of year. But what I want to talk to you about tonight is something I refer to as the dark night of the soul. Now this is a topic that's not easy. It's a topic of really suffering, of trials. But in light of this time of year, Christmas, I know many love this time of year as I do. This is a time to rejoice and fellowship with your family and your loved ones. But there are many, though, that really struggle this time of year. It could be because of the loss of a loved one. God forbid, the loss of a child. Maybe it's financial troubles or relationship troubles. There are many who are very lonely. And this is just a difficult time of year. And if you have not gone through what I refer to as the dark night of the soul, unfortunately, you most likely will. This is the part of Christianity that we don't like to talk about much. It's not so much as Christianity, it's that we all hit trials in life. If you've lived long enough, you know that life is not easy. It's not perfect. But what I want to try to encourage you is that we have a hope. Now, I want to read a psalm to you, Psalm 13 by David, and very few people knew what it meant to really struggle and face that dark night of the soul like David did. So just listen to this. It's Psalm 13. He says, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and answer me, O Lord my God. Light up my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest my enemies say, I have prevailed over him. Lest my foes rejoice because I am shaken. But I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me." So David, he truly understood what it was like to suffer. He even asked God at times, "Do you hear me? Do you see me? Why are you hiding your face from me?" And this phrase here makes me think of Nathanael in the Gospels. And I love how that show, The Chosen, portrayed this particular scene. We know that when Jesus meets Nathanael in the Gospels, he sees him under the fig tree, or he tells Nathanael, "Here's an Israelite whom there's no guile." And Nathanael's like, "How do you know me?" And Jesus says, "I saw you under the fig tree." But in that show, The Chosen, I love what director Dallas Jenkins did. He portrays Nathanael at his lowest moment after he is building that. He was an architect in the show, and his building, part of it collapsed and caused a lot of damage. He got fired from his job, and all he was trying to do was build a synagogue. He wanted to build something for the Lord. And he was under a fig tree, all by himself in the middle of nowhere, just praying, crying out to God. And he said, "Don't hide your face from me. Don't you see me?" He asked God, "Don't you see me?" And I know many of you might feel like that right now. But I love how the show ends. And I'm sorry for the spoilers. But when Philip takes Nathanael to meet Jesus, they're in another town. And Jesus tells him, "I did not hide my face from you. I saw you under the fig tree." And Nathanael pauses. He's like, "How? How could you have seen me?" But he recognizes this is the Son of God, the Messiah. See, you might be in that place tonight, but I assure you that God sees you. Here's what we're celebrating. 2,000 years ago, hope came into the world. Light came into the world. It's the epitome of God telling the world, "I see you." Because before that, they had 400 years of silence. They had not heard from God. You can believe that they've had that question. "Where are you, God? Don't you hear us? Don't you see us?" But I assure you, he did. Jesus Christ is that answer. So I know many of you are struggling. You're probably suffering at this moment. And I want you to know that Jackie and I at Clay Meadows Ministries, we're praying for you. Believe me, we know life can be very tough. But I want to encourage you. One thing I like to do, and as you're seeing it right now, I'm outside in my backyard, out under the stars. There's something about just getting outside at night in nature and getting quiet before the Lord. Because the only way to answer the dark night of the soul is to look for God and get quiet before Him. Don't be afraid. Don't be terrified. Because I assure you that when you find that moment, you will realize very, very quickly that God does see you. He does hear you. He's with you. He loves you. And greatest of all, He's for you. I think that's the one we forget the most. I think we know He loves us, but sometimes I think we forget He's actually for us. And whatever you're going through, it's not in vain. So I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And God bless you, and we'll see you next time. All right, goodbye.